My name is Carrie Luke, and today I would like to discuss the culture that is shared among today's homeschool groups here in Texas. Follow me. Common values that are shared among families who seek to homeschool are strong family bonds, teaching faith, closely guided social interactions. Home educators believe that public schools cannot meet the values. That's why they form co-ops, where they can meet weekly in groups of parents for the purpose of sharing teaching duties. Similar values, whether religious, social, or academic, are identifying aspects of co-ops.
Hello, my name is Abigail Bolton, and I am reporting to you live from Harrison, Arkansas, to talk about why parents and kids choose homeschooling for them. Okay, so one of the better benefits for homeschooling that parents decide for their kids would be it is better for them in education-wise, meaning they get more out of their education and they see education differently. For example, there is no time restraints when it comes to homeschooling because they work at their own pace. So they view education as something that they enjoy and something that they work through with their parents. I think they learn better study skills because it is easier to learn from a parent with a person that you trust better than working in a public school with a bunch of different distractions, different people, and teachers you have never met. Here is a meme showing exactly how most parents view homeschooling. Most parents probably don't know what they're doing or maybe did some research, but they know that there are benefits to the homeschooling at home instead of being in a public school, which is why even if they don't know what's really happening, they can figure it out and teach their kid on their own pace. Up next, we have Nessa talking about the costs and qualifications when it comes to homeschooling.
Hey guys, I'm Nessa Towntup and welcome to my home. So join me as we take a look to see what the state of Texas requires when it comes to homeschooling. It's a little hot in here, or out here, so let's go inside. Follow me.
In 1981, the Texas Education Agency banned homeschooling, arguing homeschooling wasn't legal, resulting in parents facing possible fines, convictions, even jail time. In 1985, at that point in time, if you were homeschooling your child, you'd be seen as child abuse or truancy. So in retaliation, the homeschool community banded together and sued every single school district in the state of Texas and the Texas Education Agency, which would later be known as Leeper versus Arlington. Many years and many appeals later, 1994, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of homeschooling. The decision gave homeschools the ability to legally operate as a private school. So as long as a homeschool met the requirements, it was considered legitimate and it was exempt from any of the mandatory attendance statutes in the state of Texas. So what are these requirements? There's just three. 1, the instruction must be bona fide. 2, the curriculum must be visual in nature. 3, it must comprise of the 5 subjects being spelling, grammar, mathematics, reading, and good citizenship. As long as you meet all those requirements, you're good to go. There's no standardized testing, no need to register with the government, and you get to choose your curriculum. All right, guys, here's Sam with a look at socialization.
Hey guys, come on in. Thank you, Nessa, for that look into the logistics of homeschooling. My name is Samantha, and today I'll be taking a walk through the accommodations in place to ensure socialization isn't impacted within homeschool environments. Socialization, as defined by responsiblehomeschooling.org, is, quote, the process through which a child gains the social skills they need to effectively navigate the social norms and behaviors of the broader society. So, what is being done to ensure homeschooled children aren't starved of one of the most important aspects of public education? As we traverse this common concern regarding homeschooling, we'll visit articles from scholars through the years and even a parent as they answer the age-old question, what about socialization? In his article, Homeschooling Reconsidered, James Dwyer, a professor at the College of William & Mary, takes us through the statistics of homeschooling in the U.S. Nearly 4% of American children, he says, are receiving their education at home. While 4% doesn't seem like a huge number, roughly 73 million children are in the U.S., which puts about 2 million children receiving their education from home. Dwyer also discusses the relief from bullying traditional education models struggle to control. He mentions how much happier these children are in the absence of regular school, free from unhealthy peer interactions. For a great number of children who are being raised by a generation who encourages open discussions of emotions and feelings, the freedom to socialize in a more adaptive environment has been empowering. Children thrive when they're not subject to the bullying frequently faced with traditional schooling. In an article for Psychology Today, Dr. Kyle Pruitt discusses how local 4-H clubs offer homeschooled children clubs within their social interests. So these kids aren't generally from similar socioeconomic backgrounds or cultures, and that means they're receiving a similar exposure to a variety, much like they would in a public school environment. Ruth E. Leiter, in her dissertation for the Walden University, goes through the significance of homeschooling in the U.S. historically. Before the 1850s, homeschooling was not so much a parental choice as a practice and practicality. After the 1850s and 60s, with a rise in immigration and a growth in the industry sector in the United States, there was a need for a cohesive and standardized education to ensure like competencies in children. This forced homeschooling to becoming more of an uncommon practice until the latter half of the 20th century. The homeschooling model resurfaced from parents frustrated with the curriculum and instruction of public school. Still, the issue of socialization plagued the institution of homeschoolers. How does a child schooled within the walls of their own home reap the benefits of socialization? Historically, quite a large number of homeschooled children have been educated thusly because of the religious preferences of their parents. In more recent times, 72% of parents noted their decision to homeschool was born of a dissatisfaction with what they perceived as subpar education. Modern problems, as they say, call for modern solutions. So what do modern parents do to ensure the social needs of their children are being met? I interviewed a mother who chose homeschooling for her children, Shana Mueller. Shana shared with me the seemingly endless number of groups and pages within social media offering playdate opportunities for this exact sect of children. Shana shared that one of her motivations for homeschooling was, quote, not all children are meant to thrive within a traditional setting. Being able to socialize her children according to their needs gave her and her daughter something the public school system neglected: comfortable socialization. Public schools are unsympathetic to her daughter's needs as somebody with autism. It meant bullying and being othered. In this less traditional environment, neurodivergent children may find many like themselves. A simple Facebook search results in a huge amount of groups who organize structure and play within this specialized sect. While homeschooling may not be the answer for every or even most families, the decision to homeschool isn't made lightly. It rarely coincides with social starvation and frequently increases healthy interactions between children and their peers. Next, we're going to hear from Ankita, who will explore what happens after homeschooling.
Hi guys, I'm Ankita Jain and this is my Texas home. As you have seen my friends explain about the homeschooling values, logistic and the socialization, now I'm going to tell you what happens after homeschool. For that I'm going to share some of the stories of famous homeschoolers and we are going to learn a lot about them. For that you have to follow me inside my home and let's learn and have some fun. Come on, follow me.
Here are some of the famous homeschoolers. They found homeschooling was the best form of education. Some of the reasons behind choosing the homeschooling are being bullied in school or disappointed with their local homeschool system. Others were performer, athletes, or artists who needed a flexible schooling schedule to complete their training regimen or job requirement. We have some famous and accomplished homeschool students in each and every field. Some of them are great politicians, some are artists, musicians, Olympians, athletes, business entrepreneur, and many more. Let's talk about artists first. You can count renowned artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Claude Monet, and Jamie White are among those who rose to success through homeschool programs. And if we talk about some new generation modern homeschool artists, they include Justin Bieber, Emma Watson, Selena Gomez, Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, and many more. So homeschooling is definitely magical. Now let me share about some achievements of my favorite Emma Watson. We all know Emma Watson as Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter films. Emma starts her acting career at the age of 10 and she was known for being very responsible and an excellent student, and yes, she was homeschooled. At the age of 19, she entered prestigious Brown University and graduated with bachelor's degree in English literature. She also attended the Oxford University after that. In 2014, she was appointed as UN Goodwill Ambassador for advocating women's rights and gender equality. She was also named one of the Times 100 most influential people worldwide. She was nominated for more than 70 awards and won most of them. After Emma Watson, I would like to talk about the Jonas brothers, Nick, Joe, and Kevin Jonas. So, their mother Denise Jonas have homeschooled them from their young age. In an interview, their mother mentioned that she would have homeschooled them regardless of their career in the entertainment business. Clearly, Jonas brothers have enjoyed their homeschooling and they have even had their cap and gown graduation ceremonies at their home. They made their place through Walk of Fame in Hollywood as well. If we are talking about the homeschooling, then how can we leave Taylor Swift? 11 times Grammy Award winner is the perfect example of what the homeschool students can achieve in their life. When Taylor was 14, she decided to pursue her dreams of becoming a professional musician. She had no time left for attending a traditional school, so her parents supported her career and started homeschooling her. Taylor continued her education while performing at the coffee shop, fairs, and festivals while she recorded her very first album. She graduated from homeschool at the age of 17, and the rest is the history. In 2022, New York University awarded her as honoring fine arts degree for being one of the most famous artists of her time. She is also the first and only women solo artist to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year 3 times for her solo recording. Her achievements were always touching the sky. Taylor became one of the most successful women in the music industry. She has been nominated for more than 900 awards throughout her professional career and she won over 500 of them. In her interview, Taylor explained about the homeschooling experience and she said it was a great experience. I feel like I have had the best senior year possible. It's awesome that I have been able to stay on the same path to graduating that I would have been if I had stayed in the high school too. So after the great musicians and the artists, let's talk a little bit about some Olympians and the athletes who were homeschooled too. We have Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow, gymnast Simon Biles, and tennis greats Venus and Serena Williams. These are all the homeschooled athletes who have gone on to become some of the best in the world. The Williams sisters' father, Richard Williams, have homeschooled them, and both the sisters were happy in sharing their stories about their parents' homeschooling. Because without the freedom and flexibility that only homeschooling can bring in their life, they would not be able to achieve the unique gift of the tennis. The time and dedication required to become an amazing sport figure make the homeschooling a great choice for young athletes and their parents as well. Homeschool experience helped them to improve their tennis skill and gave them enough time to practice and complete their dream. So, along with these famous homeschoolers, we also have many business entrepreneurs who were homeschooled, and they believe that self motivation and a zeal for learning are the most common traits for the business success. We also have many inventors like Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, and the Alexander Graham Bell who have got their spark after their homeschooling at the early age. While all of us may not be able to achieve this level of stardom, it's important to remember that homeschoolers are just like any other child. They have the ability to do the great things given the right educational jump start on their life. These are some of the quotes I want to share with you guys about the homeschooling. Thank you. Here are some of the references I have used to make this video. First article is from kdhnews.com. Next article is from SpanishAcademy.com. One of the article is from insiders.com written by D. Gurin. One of the article is from suggest.com whose author is Taylor. Next article is homeschoolingacademy.com written by Engel. And the last article is from learningliftoff.com whose author is Astrid.